Good evening, and welcome to Classic Mystery Game. This envelope contains cards revealing who done it. Done what, you ask? Murder, of course. A murder most foul. This evening, someone will die. Don't worry, it's one of us. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to deduce who killed him, where, and with what. The answers lie within this envelope. Now, to keep us all accountable, I shall place this card in plain sight. Would you keep this beneath your chair for the remainder of the evening? No peeking. Right, now let's begin. Is everything ready?
Oui, monsieur.
You have your instructions?
Oui, monsieur.
How's dinner coming along, cook?
Dinner will be ready at 8 o'clock. Sure.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. I don't know if I...
Yes, indeed, sir. You are invited, Colonel. It is Colonel Mustard, isn't it?
That's not my name. I'm Parker.
No. Excuse me, sir. You may well feel obliged to my employer this evening for the use of an alias.
And, who are you, sir?
I'm Wadsworth, sir, the butler. Yvette, would you give the Colonel everything he requires? Within reason, that is. Good evening, madam. You are expected.
Do you know who I am?
Only that you want to be known as Mrs. White.
Yes, it says so in the letter, but why?
Oh, allow me to introduce you. Mrs. White, this is Yvette, the maid. I see you two know each other.
Hello.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Peacock. And this is Mrs. Peacock.
How do you do? No. Hello.
Yvette, will you go and ensure that dinner will be ready as soon as all the guests have arrived? And Yvette, put this in the fridge. Is this the right address to me, Mr. Body? You must be Mr. Green. Yes. Sit. No. Oh, Professor Plum and Miss Scarlet, I didn't realize you two were acquainted.
The entrances were taking too long.
She made them. Yeah, presenting Professor Plum and Miss Scarlet. Of course, by now you'll realize, since you're all using a pseudonym, none of you are going by their real name. I am so sorry. I'm afraid I'm a little accident prone. find your names beside your places. Please be seated.
Is the head of the table for you?
Oh, indeed, no, sir. I'm merely a humble butler.
And what exactly is it that you do?
I buttle, sir.
Which means what?
The butler's the head of the kitchen and dining room. I like to keep everything tidy.
Well, what's all this about, Butler? This dinner party?
Ours is not to reason why, ours is but to do and die.
Die?
Merely quoting, sir, from Alfred Lord Tennyson.
I prefer Kipling myself. The female of the species is far deadlier than the male. You like Kipling, Miss Scarlet?
Sure, I'll eat anything.
Jacques soup, madame.
So then, is this for our host?
No, sir, it's for our seventh guest, Mr. Body.
I thought Mr. Body was our host. So who is our host, Mr. Wadsworth?
Well, I want to get started while it's still hot.
Oh, now shouldn't we wait for the other guests?
Had to keep something warm for him.
What do you have in mind, dear? Somebody talked about the arts, and it might as well be me. I'm used to being a hostess, part of my husband's work, and it's always difficult when a group of new friends come together for the first time to get acquainted. So I'm perfectly prepared to start the ball rolling. I've absolutely no idea what we're doing here, what I'm doing here, what this place is all about. But I am determined to enjoy myself, and I'm quite intrigued, and oh my, this soup's delicious, isn't it?
You say you're used to being a hostess as part of your husband's work?
Yes, it's an integral part of your life, and you're the wife of... Oh, then I forgot we're not supposed to say who we really are. Oh, heavens to Betsy, I don't know why.
Don't you?
I know who you are.
Aren't you going to tell us? How do you know who I am?
I work in Clayton too. So you're a politician's wife?
Yes, I am.
Well, come on, then who's your husband?
So what does your husband do?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Well, he just lies around on his back all day. Sounds like hard work to me.
Sorry, I'm accident.
Excuse me, what?
This is one of my favorite recipes.
I know, madam.
So what do you do in Clayton, Mr. Green?
Uh,
Oh, come on, what do you do? How are we to get acquainted if we don't say anything about ourselves?
Maybe he doesn't want to get acquainted with you.
Well, I'm sure I don't know, but if I wasn't trying to keep the conversation going, then we'd all just be sitting here in an embarrassed silence!
Are you afraid of silence?
Yes!
God?
What? No, why?
It just seems to me that you seem to suffer from what we call pressure of speech.
We? Who's we? Are you a shrink?
I do know a little bit about psychological medicine, yes?
Are you a doctor?
I am, but I don't practice.
Practice makes perfect. I think most men need a little practice, don't you, Miss Peacock? So what do you do, Professor?
I still work in the medical field. I work for a health insurance corporation in Clayton. What about you, Colonel? Are you a real colonel?
I am, sir!
You're not going to mention the coincidence that you also live in Clayton?
How did you know that? Have we met before?
I've certainly seen you before, although you may not have seen me.
Miss Scarlet, does this mean that you live in Clayton as well?
Sure do.
Does anyone here not live in Clayton, Missouri?
I don't. I live in New City.
But you work in Clayton, and the rest of us all live in Clayton. Anyone here not earn their living from Clayton in one way or another?
That's it. Wadsworth, I demand to meet our host. Why have we been brought here?
Ah, saved by the bell. Good evening, sir. You are eagerly awaited.
You lucky me in. I'll take the key.
Over my dead body, sir. May I take your bag?
Now, keep it with me till I need
It
it.
contains evidence, I presume.
Surprises, my friend, that's what it contains. Surprises.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I present Mr. Body?
What are they all doing here?
Eating dinner. Do be seated, Mr. Body.
No thanks.
Ah! I demand to know what's going on! And why have we all been dragged up to this horrible place?
Well, I believe we all received a letter. My letter said that it would be to my advantage to be present on this evening when Mr. Body would put to an end a certain long-standing, confidential, and painful financial liability. It is signed, a friend.
I received a similar letter.
I also received a letter.
So did we, didn't we?
I said no, you bet. I just did.
Now, how do you know her name?
We know each other, don't we, dear?
Forgive my curiosity, Mr. Body, but did your letter say the same thing?
No.
I see. Then I suggest we adjourn to the study for coffee and brandy, at which point I believe our unknown host will reveal their intentions. Please help yourself to a drink and be seated. At this point, I'm instructed to inform you all of why you're all here. Unless Mr. Body would care to do the honors.
Why me? They know who I am.
I don't believe you've properly introduced yourself to them now.
This is a hoax. I suggest we all leave.
I'm sorry, sir, but you cannot leave.
No, who's going to stop me?
There's no way out. All the windows have bars and all the doors are locked. Ladies and gentlemen, everything will be explained. He's headed for the conservatory!
You see, that's what I like about this game. I didn't know there could be a room called the conservatory. Like, who knew that was a thing?
Do you not know what a conservatory is?
Okay, y'all are some petty Clayton people.
Ladies and gentlemen, you all have one thing in common. You're all being blackmailed. For some considerable time, all of you have been paying what you can afford, and in some cases what you can't afford, to someone who threatens to expose you. And none of you know who's blackmailing you, do you?
Oh, please. I've never had anything so ridiculous. I mean, nobody could blackmail me. My life's an open book. I've never done anything wrong.
Anyone else wish to deny it? Very well then, seeing as we're on the same boat, I suppose there's no harm in revealing some details. And the instructions say to do so.
Don't you think you might spare us this humiliation?
No. Professor Plum, you once were a professor of psychiatry, specializing in helping paranoid and homicidal lunatics suffering from delusions of grandeur.
Yes, but now I work for the Centene Corporation.
So what you're telling me is your work has not changed. But you don't practice medicine there anymore. Your license to practice has been lifted, correct?
Why? What did he do?
You know what doctors aren't allowed to do with their patients?
Yeah.
Well, he did.
Oh, how disgusting.
Are you making moral judgments, Miss Peacock? How then do you justify taking bribes in return for delivering your husband, Missouri State Senator Peacock's vote to certain lobbyists?
My husband is a paid consultant. There's nothing wrong with that.
Not if it's publicly declared, perhaps. But if the money is received by sending cash into the door of the men's room, how would you describe that transaction?
I'd say it stinks.
Well, how would you know? When were you ever in the men's room?
So it's true.
No, this is lie!
I'm sure we're all glad to hear that. We all did overwhelmingly vote for the clean Missouri Amendment.
Yes, I love clean.
But Miss Peacock has been paying blackmail ever since it passed to keep that story out of the papers.
Well, I for one am willing to believe you. I too am being blackmailed for something I didn't do.
Me too.
And me.
Not me.
You're not being blackmailed?
Oh, I'm being blackmailed, all right, but I did what I'm being blackmailed for.
What'd you do?
To be perfectly frank, I run a specialized hotel and telephone service, which provides gentlemen with the company of a young escort for a short while.
Oh, yeah? What's the number?
So, Miss Scarlett, is that how you know Colonel Mustard works in Clayton? Is he one of your clients?
Certainly not.
I was talking to Miss Scarlett.
Well, you tell him it's not true.
It's not true.
Is that true?
No, it's not true.
Aha, so it is true.
A double negative!
Double negative? You mean you have photographs?
Ah, that sounds like a confession to me. In fact, this double negative has led to proof positive. I'm afraid you gave yourself away.
Are you trying to make me look stupid in front of all the other guests?
You don't need any help from me, Colonel.
That's right.
But seriously, I don't see what's so wrong about the Colonel visiting a house of ill fame. I mean, most soldiers do, don't they?
Calm down, Professor Plum.
But he holds a very sensitive security post. And, Colonel, you drive a very expensive car for someone who lives on a colonel's pay.
I do not. I came into money during the war when I lost my mommy and daddy.
Mrs. White, you've been paying our friend the blackmailer ever since your husband passed under, shall we say, mysterious circumstances.
Why is that funny? I see. That's why he was lying on his back in his coffin. There are many things not called poison which can kill a man.
What?
I didn't kill him.
Well, then why are you paying the blackmailer?
Well, I don't want a scandal, do I? We had a very humiliating public confrontation. He was deranged, a lunatic. He actually didn't seem to like me very much. He threatened to kill me in public. Why would he want to kill you in public?
I think she meant he threatened, comma, in public, comma, to kill her.
Oh, and that was his final word on the matter? Being killed is pretty final, wouldn't you say?
And yet he was the one who died, not you, Mrs. White, not you.
Murder is always a mistake. One should never do anything one cannot talk about after dinner. What did your husband do for a living?
He was a scientist, climate change. He worked for the EPA.
What was he like?
He was always a rather stupidly optimistic man. I'm afraid it came as a great shock to him when he died. But he was found dead at home. His head had been cut off, and so it is... you know. Anyway, I had an alibi. I've been out all evening at the movies.
Do you miss him?
Well, it's a matter of life after death. Now that he's dead, I have a life.
But he was your second husband. Your first husband also disappeared.
Well, that was his job. He was an illusionist.
But he never
He
reappeared.
wasn't a very good illusionist.
I have something I'd like to say. I'm not going to wait for Wadsworth here to out me. I work for the government, and I'm a homosexual. I have no personal shame or guilt about this, but I must keep it secret or I will lose my job on security grounds. Thank you.
Slay, that just leaves Mr. Body.
What's your little secret?
His secret? Oh, haven't you guessed? He's the one who's been blackmailing you all.
Gentlemen! Was that really necessary, Miss White?
Ladies and gentlemen, the police are coming. What? Listen, blackmail depends on secrecy. You've all told me about how Mr. Body's been able to blackmail you. If you tell that evidence to the police, he'll be convicted and your troubles will be over.
They'll never tell the police.
Then I shall. This conversation has been tape recorded.
Point of order, tape recordings are not admissible evidence.
We've got to find out in the next 70 minutes or so before the police arrive. Tell them the truth, and he'll be convicted.
Who can guess what's it? I think I can help them make up their minds. Who can,
I think,
like,
take it.
Is the
Both
code
at
right?
the same
No,
time.
come on.
Come on.
Okay.
Now the first one is okay.
Guess wasn't here, eh?
Yeah, it's against us, no doubt.
You didn't know we were meeting you tonight. Did you know you were meeting us?
What were you told precisely?
Merely that we were all gathering to discuss our little financial arrangement. And if I did not appear, Wadsworth here would be informing the police about it all. Naturally, I could hardly resist putting in an appearance. Open up.
Why not? I enjoy getting presents from strange men. A candlestick. What's this for?
In your hands, you each hold a lethal weapon. If you rat me out to the police, you will also be exposed and humiliated. I'll see to that in court. But if one of you kills Wadsworth now, no one but the 7 of us will ever know. He has the key to the front door, which, as he said, would only be opened over his dead body. I suggest we take him up on that offer. The only way to avoid finding yourselves on the front pages is for one of you to kill Wadsworth. Now!
It's not Wadsworth! Oh my God, is he right?
Stand back, give him some air. Let me see. He's dead.
Who had the gun?
I did.
Then you shot him!
I didn't.
Well, you had the gun. If you didn't shoot him, who did?
Nobody. Look, there's no gunshot wound. Someone tried to grab the gun from me in the dark, and it went off. Look, the bullet hit that wall.
Oh my God, he's absolutely right. The bullet hole, it went straight through the 4th wall. I want to go back.
So how did Mr. Body die?
I don't know. There's no stab wound. There's no blunt force trauma. I mean, someone could have taken a lead pipe and slowly poisoned him to death. I don't know. I'm not a forensics expert.
Well, one of us must have killed him.
Well, it wasn't me.
Oh, I need a drink.
Maybe the drink was poisoned.
I had to stop her from screaming.
Was the drink poisoned?
I don't know!
Looks like we'll never know.
Unless she dies too! It must be the murderer! Why would the murderer scream?
Must have a victim in there. Oh my God, a bitch!
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
No. Show everyone to the billiard room.
No thanks to you!
What do you mean?
You locked me up with the murderer, you idiot! So the murderer is in this room. May we?
But where?
Where? Here! It's what Mrs. White said. One of you is the killer!
How do you know we said that?
Because I was listening! But why were you even here screaming all by yourself? Because I am frightened and me too. I also drink the cognac. Monty, I cannot stay here by myself!
my God.
Not what you intended.
So you're not the butler?
I'm not the butler, I am a butler. In fact, I was his butler.
Wait a minute. So if he told you to invite us all to his house, why do you arrive late?
I invited you.
What?
I wrote the letters. In fact, it was all my idea.
Wait a minute. I don't understand. Why would you invite us here to meet your employer? Were you assisting him to blackmail us?
Certainly not.
I think you'd better explain.
Fine, everyone sit down, please. When I said that I was Mr. Body's butler, this was both true and misleading. I was once his butler, but it was not his untimely death this evening that brought my employment with him to an end.
When did it come to an end?
When my wife decided to end her life. She too was being blackmailed by this odious man who now lies dead before us. He hated her for the same reasons he hated all of you. He believed you were all thoroughly un-American. For some reason, he felt it was inappropriate for a state senator to have a corrupt wife, for a doctor to have an affair with his patients, for a wife to emasculate her husband, and so on and so forth.
But this is ridiculous. If he was such a patriotic American, why didn't he just report us to the authorities?
He decided to put his information to good use and make a little money out of it. What could be more American than that?
Yeah.
And what was your role in all of this?
I was a victim, too. At least my wife was. She had friends who were democratic socialists. No! Thank you. Well, we all make mistakes. But Mr. Body threatened to dox my wife on Twitter.com unless she named her comrades. She refused, and so he blackmailed her. It was terrible. We had nothing, and the price of his silence was that we worked for nothing. Anyway, to make a long story short,
Too late.
the suicide of my wife preyed on my mind and created a sense of injustice in me. I vowed to put Mr. Body behind bars. It seemed the best way to do it, and to rid all of you from the same burden of blackmail, was to gather you all here, confront Mr. Body with the crimes, and turn him over to the police.
So everything's explained.
Nothing's explained. We still don't know who murdered him.
Well, the point is, we've got to find out in the next 65 minutes or so before the police arrive.
We can't let them come in now! And how can we possibly find out which of you did it?
What do you mean, which of you did it?
Well, I didn't do it.
Well, one of us did. We all had the opportunity. We all had a motive.
Great, so we'll all get the death penalty.
Maybe it wasn't one of us.
Well, who else could it have been?
Well, who else is in the house?
Only the cook!
The cook! Well, where is she? Who wants some cheese? Somebody help me, please!
Please, no blood on the sidewalk.
Hey, don't touch that. That's evidence.
Not for us. We need to find out who did this. We can't take fingerprints.
Wadsworth, I think you better explain yourself.
Me? Why me?
Who would want to kill the cook?
Dinner wasn't that bad.
How can you make a joke at a time like this?
It's my defense mechanism.
Some defense. If I were the killer, I'd kill you next.
Oh?
I said if. Look, there is only one admitted killer here, and it is not me, it is her.
I've admitted nothing.
Oh yeah, you paid the blackmailer. How many husbands have you had?
Mine or other women's.
Yours.
5.
5.
Yes, just 5. Husbands should be like Kleenex. Soft, strong, and disposable.
You lure men to their death like a spider with flies.
Flies are when men are most vulnerable.
Right. Well, who had access to the dagger anyway? It was you, Peacock, wasn't it?
Yes, but I put it down.
Where?
In the study.
When?
I don't know. Before I fainted, after I fainted. I don't know, but any of you could have picked it up.
Look, I suggest we take the cook's body back into the study.
Why?
I'm the butler. I like to keep the kitchen tidy.
Not too fast. This is shot.
Straight down
I think she's fine.
Look! The body's gone!
Who's there yet?
But nobody.
Oh, who's that?
No body. No body. Mr. Body's body. It's gone.
Maybe he wasn't dead.
He was.
We should have made sure.
How? By cutting his head off, I suppose.
That wasn't called for.
Where is he?
We better look for him.
Well, he couldn't have been dead.
He was. At least I thought he was. What difference does it make now?
Well, it makes quite a difference to him. Maybe there is life after death.
Life direction.
Maybe Mr. Body killed the cook.
Yes.
How?
Don't know.
If you'll excuse me, I have to,
Madame, I cannot hear you.
The
Going to...
loo! I have to go to the loo!
Oui, oui, madame.
No. I just want to powder my nose, thank you. What's this, Wadsworth?
I'm afraid those are the negatives to which Colonel Mustard earlier referred.
Oh my god!
Were you planning to blackmail him, Wadsworth?
Certainly not. I was collecting them for the Colonel, and I was going to give them back.
Would you like to see these, Yvette? They may shock you.
No, merci, I am a lady.
How do you know what kind of pictures they are if you're such a lady?
What sort of pictures are they?
They are my pictures, and I'd like them back, please.
No, I'm afraid there's something in them that concerns me, too.
So this is what deadweight is.
Well, he's dead.
Why would anyone want to kill Mr. Body twice?
I think she's gonna...
Catch her! I'll catch her! Fall into my arms! Sorry.
You've got blood on your hands.
I didn't do it! He's got new injuries. Well, he's certainly dead now. But again, why would anyone want to kill Mr. Body a second time?
It seems so unnecessary.
That's what we call overkill.
That's what we call psychotic.
Unless he wasn't dead before.
What difference does it make?
That's what we're trying to figure out. Who killed him, and where, and with what?
There's no need to shout!
All right, I'm shouting. Who killed him, and where, and with what?
What?
Exactly.
I don't get it.
Mr. Body wasn't actually dead. He was playing dead.
But why?
Why indeed?
All right, men, let's get these bodies to the sofa. Ladies first.
I cannot see this.
I know, right?
Hurry up, girl.
How do we do this? Is that going to go first or into our back?
Tip her forward over the sofa. Now who? Candlestick.
It was given to you.
Yes, but I dropped it. Anyone could have picked it up. You? Him?
Listen, we still have all these weapons. Let's put them in a cupboard and lock it. Mr. Green, grab me that box. We can't have a homicidal lunatic wandering around with our weapons loose. So it's like Jenga. You have to...
Actually, it's kind of like Tetris, because Jenga, you're taking them out.
Shut up!
What are you doing with that key?
Putting it in my pocket.
Why?
Not to keep it safe, obviously.
Then you can open it whenever you want.
But it also means that none of you can.
But what if you're the murderer?
Well, I'm not.
Well, what if you are?
Well, it's got to be put somewhere, and if I've got it, I know I'm safe.
We don't know that we are.
Fine, I've got an idea. I'll throw it out.
Is it the police?
No, it's too soon. You still have the rest of the play.
Maybe they're early?
Well, someone should go check on that. Wadsworth.
Fine, we'll go together, but I want to keep an eye on all of you.
Oh, leave him, please!
No, don't leave me! Don't leave me! I have abandonment issues, don't leave me, please!
Good evening, sir. Would you like to come in?
Hey there, my car broke down out there. You mind if I use your phone? I won't be any worry. I'll just, call them up, tell them where we are, then I'll be right back.
Of course, one moment, sir.
Say it again.
Of course, sir. Would you like to come in?
Well, where is it?
What, the body? The fool! Nobody. There's nobody at all. Nobody. Nobody's in the study.
No!
But I think there's a phone in the lounge. Once you finish your call, perhaps you'd be kind enough to, wait in here.
Where's the key?
In my pocket!
Not that key, the key to the front door.
Wadsworth, let me out.
No!
Why not?
Well, we still have a murderer on the loose, and we're all in this together now.
If you leave, I'll say you killed them both.
I'll say that too.
Oh,
I will also say that.
Wadsworth. I promise.
Mrs. White, no man in his right mind would want to be alone together with you.
I could use a drink.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Is everything all right?
One corpse, two corpse, red corpse, blue corpse. Everything's fine. Who wants a whiskey?
Me.
All right, everyone, listen up. Wadsworth, what is this thing?
It's a board game.
What?
A board game, sir, like for children.
Adults play board games too.
What's that game where you play when you're a child and there's the head murderer and all the other murderers?
Mafia?
Mafia!
Mafia.
My favorite was Taboo.
I didn't even pick up it.
Oh, I love sorry.
My family played Clue, but we must have played a different version because I don't remember it taking this long.
But it belonged to Mr. Body. In fact, all the pseudonyms I've given you are based on this game.
How'd you know which ones to give us?
Frankly, I guessed. I had assumed that the professor and the colonel were going to be women.
That must be why he played dead. To grab the skin when we weren't looking.
Exactly.
But then one of you murdered him.
Are you accusing me?
No, I'm suggesting that it was you.
Wadsworth, am I correct in assuming that there is nobody else in this house?
No.
Then there is somebody in this house.
Sorry, I said no meaning yes.
No meaning yes. Look, just give me a clear answer. Is there somebody in this house? Yes or no?
No.
No meaning yes or no meaning no?
Please! Don't you think we should get that motorist out of the house before he finds out what's been going on here?
How can we throw him out?
If we let him stay in the house, he may get suspicious.
If we throw him out, he might get even more suspicious.
If I were him, I'd be suspicious already.
Oh, who cares? That guy doesn't matter. Let him stay locked up here for another 40 minutes or however long this damn play is. The police will be here by then, and there are 2 dead bodies on the sofa!
Look, there is still some confusion as to whether or not there's somebody in this
I
house.
told you there isn't.
Any confusion or anybody in the house?
Either. Or both.
Just give me a clear answer.
Certainly.
What was the question? Is there somebody in the house?
No!
That's what he says, but does he know? I suggest we handle this in proper military fashion. We split up and search the house.
Split up?
Yes, we have very little time left, so we'll have to go in pairs.
Pairs?
Yes.
Wait, if we split up into pairs, whoever gets put with the murderer is gonna get killed, and that's like bad strategy to stay alive.
But then we'll know who the killer is.
But the other half of the pair would be dead.
This is war, Peacock. Casualties are inevitable. One cannot bake a cake without cracking a few eggs, and every cook will tell you that.
But look what happened to the cook!
Colonel, are you willing to take that chance?
What choice do we have?
Ugh, none.
I suppose you're right.
Oh, well, how will we find the murderer in time?
There are clues in the game.
The game is a clue?
The game is.
The game gives us clues. You see, you were each given a deadly weapon.
Bet Mr. Body regrets that now.
But each weapon represents one house. One room in the house, rather. See, library has a revolver, so on, etc., etc. You get the idea.
Colonel Mustard with the wrench in the kitchen.
So if we search all the rooms with the weapon in it, we'll find the murderer.
Precisely.
Oh, d'accord, but it is dark in the house and I'm frightened of the dark. Oh, wait, go with me.
I will.
I will.
No, thank you.
I suggest we roll dice for partners. First 2 matching together, next 2 matching, etc. Go ahead.
Thank you. Oh. I rolled a 5?
No, you didn't.
I think you'll get it.
I rolled a 5?
Good job. Miss Scarlet, perhaps you'd care to roll the dice upstage.
I rolled a 5.
Now that makes you 2 partners.
I rolled a 1.
Oh, well, I see, I also called it one.
That makes you 2 partners.
I rolled a 6.
Partners.
It means something in the game.
I rolled a 4.
6.
It's you and me, honey bunches.
Oh, God! That leaves Miss White to be my partner. Right, does everyone remember which weapon they were given?
I had the candlestick.
The candlestick is pictured in the conservatory. Colonel Mustard, if you would escort Miss Scarlet there.
Score.
If you find the murderer, apprehend them. But do be careful.
I had the lead pipe.
The lead pipe is in the ballroom. I
Oh
would just picture the billiard. Professor Plum, if you please.
Don't touch me.
which means we're to search the dining room.
Absolutely no.
I'm sure there's no one in there.
You're going. Oh, all right.
Well, ladies first.
No, you can go first.
No, I insist.
No, I insist.
Well, what are you afraid of? Fate worse than death?
No, just death. Enough, enough.
Are you going in there?
Yes, are you?
Yes. Right.
Right.
Ladies first, of course.
No thanks.
Go, ladies, right behind you.
That's why I'm nervous.
Then we go together.
Stay there!
All right, if there's anyone in there, just look out.
Are you hiding?
I'm coming.
Thank you. Thank you.
Big help, sir. Lock me in this lounge. And so the funny thing is, there's this whole group of people. One of them, my old boss from.
Egad, I think it's a secret passage.
Should we see where it leads?
Ah, what the hell, I've had a good life.
The door's locked! They didn't lock it! Where's the key?
The key's gone.
Never mind it! The key unlocked the door! The key! Let us in! Let us in!
Everyone stand back. It's no good. I'm going to have to break it down.
My God, what happened?
No,
You shut up! We're doing our best!
Is this place sponsored by the NRA or something?
Look, the door is open.
Why are you shooting that thing at us?
To get you out.
I could have been killed. We could have been killed. You cannot kill us. I cannot take any more scares. My poor heart.
But look,
Oh my God! Oh my God!
which one of you did it?
We found him together.
How did you get in?
The door was locked!
That's a great trick. There's a secret passageway from the conservatory.
Wait, wasn't that the gun from Mr. Body?
From the cupboard.
But it was locked.
No, it was unlocked.
Unlocked?
But yes, see for yourself.
But how did you have it unlocked? How did you get that gun?
I didn't. I think I would pry it open, but it was open already.
A likely story.
Maybe they'll just go away.
I'm going to open it.
Why?
I have nothing to hide. I didn't do it. The key. Thank you.
Good evening, sir.
The gun, the watch, no!
Yes.
I found a broken down car on the side of the road. Did the driver come in here for help by any chance?
No.
Well, actually, yes.
No!
There seems to be some sort of disagreement.
Yes.
No. Can I use your phone now?
Of course you may, madam. You could use the one in the... No. Oh, perhaps you could use the one in the... Perhaps you'd be kind enough to wait in the library?
Sure. Don't I know you from someplace? You seem very anxious about something.
It's a play. The stakes are high. Please. Breathe. Nice catch. One moment. Jonathan, reset the library! Someone's house. Travis. drink and be seated. Not the cognac, just in case.
What?
What now?
We should have told her.
Oh, very well for you to say that now.
I said it then!
Shut up! Right, let's come up with a plan. Maybe the cop answered it.
Hello? And who shall I say is calling? Oh, hold on a moment, please.
Let me out of here! Let me out of here! You have no right to shut me in! I'll book you for false arrest and wrongful imprisonment and obstructing an officer of duty and murder!
A murder? What do you mean, murder?
I just said that, so let me in. What's going on around here? And why did you lock me in? And why are you receiving calls from the DOJ?
The DOJ?
That's right, the Department of Justice.
Wadsworth, why is the government on your phone?
I don't know. They're on everyone else's. Why shouldn't they be on mine? Excuse me.
Mind if I take a look around? Sure, you can show her around, Mr. Green.
Me?
Yes, you can show her the dining room, the kitchen, the ballroom.
Fine! Officer, follow me. I'll show you the dining room, or the kitchen, or the ballroom.
Make it look convincing.
This is the ballroom.
No, get it. Come on!
There simply wasn't enough room for Jack.
What's going on in those two rooms?
Those two rooms?
Yes!
Officer, I don't think you should go in there.
Why not?
Because it's all too shocking.
Evening, officer!
Not all that shocking. They're just having a good time.
Oh my god!
This man's drunk. Dead drunk. Dead right. You're not gonna drive home, are you?
Oh, I can assure you, officer, he won't be driving anywhere tonight.
Yeah. So we'll give him a ride? Oh, we'll call him an Uber.
Officer, officer!
It's too late. I've seen it all.
You have? I can explain.
There's no need. There's nothing illegal about any of this.
Are you sure?
Of course, this is America.
I see.
It's every country. Don't you know that?
Didn't know it was that free.
Can I use your phone now?
Of course you may.
Why did you lock her in again?
We still haven't finished searching the house.
Well, we better hurry. We have 15 minutes until the police come. The police already came.
Shut up! Right, let's just get on with it.
Here. Oh, forgot the knob. I'm going back to the village.
No,
Why have a knob?
don't you get it? It's Clue. We're in Clue. Ah! Oh my God, the lights are on!
Hello? Hello?
Come here. Did anyone recognize you?
They must have. And not just my face, they know every inch of my body.
There's something funny going on around here, but I'm not sure what it is. No, I'm not on duty, but I have a feeling I'm in danger. I saw a bunch of cars in the parking lot, so I thought I'd stop by and ask for a beer, but... Hello? Hello? Are you there? Huh? Oh, that's me! I am your singing telegram.
Where is everyone?
That's what I
heard the front door slam.
Oh my God, the murderer must have ran out!
Oh my God!
They need more actors.
3 murders.
6 altogether.
Now this is getting serious. No gun, Yvette dropped it there. Very well, I know who did it.
You do?
And furthermore, I'm going to tell you all how it was done. Right? Turn off your phones! Now!
Wait, don't we have intermission?
No play should take more than 90 minutes of my time. Everyone, sit down! I'll start at the top. At the start of the evening, Yvette was here, waiting to offer you all a glass of champagne. I was in the hall. I know, because I was there. Then I hurried across to the kitchen, and the cook was in here, alive, sharpening knives, preparing for dinner. And then the doorbell rang. And it was you.
Yes.
And I recognized you as Colonel Mustard, and I prevented you from telling me your real name because I didn't want any of you to use any other name than the pseudonym I'd given you. And I introduced myself to you as Wadsworth, and we ran down to the study. And Yvette met you and smiled and poured you a drink. And then the doorbell rang.
Ding dong!
And it was Miss White, looking pale and tragic. So I introduced her to Colonel Mustard. Hello. Hello. And then I noticed that Mrs. White and Yvette flinched. Then a rumble of thunder and a crash of lightning, and to make a long story short, one by one you all arrived. And then the gong was struck by the cook for dinner. No, me this time. And we all went into the dining room to eat. You got it. Take your sweet time. And Miss Peacock sat here, and Professor Plum sat here, and Miss White sat here, and Mr. Green sat here, and Miss Scarlet sat here, and Colonel Mustard sat here, and this chair was vacant. Anyway, we revealed you'd all received a letter, and you had a letter, and you had a letter, and you had a letter, and
Get out of here!
the point is blackmail.
But this all came out after dinner in the study.
You're right. Well, that's fine. And Mr. Green stood here, and Miss Peacock sat here, and Miss Scarlet sat here, and Professor Plum sat here, and Colonel Mustard stood here, and Miss White sat here, and getting there, Mr. Body went to get his surprise package from the hall. You all opened them, and Mr. Body turned out the lights. Mr. Body lay on the ground. Dead.
He was. I examined him.
Then why was he bashed on the head with a candlestick a few minutes later if he was dead already?
I made a mistake.
Exactly. But if so, why was Mr. Body pretending to be dead? It could only be because his scheme had misfired. That bullet was intended to hit him, not me. Look, the bullet grazed his ear. Clearly the best way of escaping death is to pretend to be dead already.
So whoever grabbed the gun from me in the dark was trying to kill him.
But remember what happened next. Miss Peacock took a drink. You said, maybe it's poison.
I don't sound like that.
Yes, you do. Then she screamed. Mr. Green!
My head does not from screaming.
Sound like that? Yes, you do. Then more screaming. Yvette, the billiard room. We all rushed out. But one of us wasn't here. No, one of us was murdering the cook. Who wasn't here with us?
Do you know?
Of course I do. While we were here trying to stop Yvette from screaming, one of us grabbed the dagger, ran down the hall, and stabbed the cook.
How can they have risked it? We might have seen them running back.
Not if they used this secret passageway. The murderer ran through here and back into the study.
Is that where it comes out?
Yes, look! What?
How did you know?
Are you the murderer? Of course not. If I was the murderer, why would I tell you how I did it?
What I don't understand is why was the cook murdered? She had nothing to do with Mr. Body.
Didn't she? I invited you all here because you were all implicated in Mr. Body's dastardly blackmail. Did none of you deduce that the others were involved as well?
What others?
The cook and Yvette?
No!
That's how Mr. Body was able to get all his information. Before he could blackmail any of you, he needed to uncover your guilty secrets. The cook and Yvette were his informants.
I see. So whoever knew that the cook was involved killed her.
Exactly. And I know, because I was Mr. Body's butler, that the cook had worked for one of you.
Who?
You recognized Yvette, didn't you? Don't deny it.
What do you mean, don't deny it? I'm not denying anything.
Another denial.
All right, it's true. I knew Yvette. My husband had an affair with her. But I didn't care. I wasn't jealous.
Right. You recognized Yvette also.
Yes, she worked for me.
And you recognized her as well, Colonel. We've already established that you were one of Miss Scarlett's clients. That's why you were so desperate to get your hands on those negatives. Photographs of you and Yvette in flagrante delicto, remember?
Mr. Body threatened to send those pictures to my dear old mother. The shock would have killed her.
Oh, that would have been quite an achievement since you told us she's dead already. So he had a motive.
We all had a motive.
But where and when was Mr. Body killed?
Don't you see? Look, we came back into the study with Yvette, and Mr. Body was on the floor pretending to be dead. And one of us noticed he wasn't actually dead. So I explained to you that I was Mr. Body's butler and that I'd invited you here. And we realized there was only one other person left in the house. The cook! The cook!
Where is he?
By now, she was taken back to the freezer, and the murderer slipped through the same secret passage.
Again?
Of course, back to the study. Go. Run in the key. The murderer was in the secret panel. Mr. Body was on the floor pretending to be dead. He jumped up, and the murderer came out of the secret panel and picked up the candlestick. Then Mr. Body followed us out into the hall, straight to the stage. The murderer came up behind him, killed him.
Will you stop that?
No! Then he dragged him into the toilet. The murderer nonchalantly rejoined us beside the cook's body in the kitchen. It took less than half a minute.
So who wasn't with us the entire time in the kitchen?
Whoever it was the murderer. To the hall! Of course we did. And the weapons we put in the cupboard and locked it, and I put the key in my pocket. Then the doorbell rang. Thank you. The motorist. We locked him in the lounge, and I put the key in my pocket. And any of you could have substituted either key and replaced it with another.
But we were all in a huddle. It could have been any one of us.
Exactly.
Wait a minute. Colonel Mustard has a top secret government job. Miss White's husband is a climate change scientist, and Yvette is the link between them.
Colonel Mustard, what is your secret government job?
I can tell you. He's working on a new weapon of mass destruction.
How did you know that?
Can you keep a secret? Yes. So can I.
Not between the Wadsworth, or did Colonel Mustard do it alone?
We shall see. Let's look at the other murders.
Yeah, it is a shame that the motorist arrived when he did.
Bad luck.
True. It wasn't luck. I invited him.
You
In
did.
fact, I wrote all the letters to invite them. Isn't it obvious? Everyone who was here tonight was either Mr. Body's victim or accomplice, and everyone who died gave him vital information about each of you. I gathered them here so they give evidence against Mr. Body and force him to confess.
But what about that motorist? What kind of information did he have?
He knew that I was a war profiteer. He was my driver in Afghanistan. I used to be the liaison between Boeing and the DoD. They made most of our missiles during the war. I made sure a few went missing in each shipment, and I sold them on the black market. That's how I made my money during the war, but that does not make me a murderer!
Well, a lot of our soldiers died due to American missiles that were sold to the other side. Was the policeman working for Mr. Body too?
The cop was from the county. He was on my payroll. I bribed him once a week so I could carry on with business. Mr. Body found out somehow.
Oh my god.
Oh, please.
And the singing telegram girl.
I am your singing telegram.
She was my patient once. I had an affair with her. That's how I lost my license. Mr. Body somehow found that out too. I actually need
Well.
to see.
Let's put her body in the study with the others. So now you all know why Mr. Body died. Whoever wanted his accomplices dead, whoever wanted Mr. Body dead also wanted his accomplices dead.
But how do you know about them all? I have known about this young singer girl, at least I have guessed. But I didn't know about any of you until tonight.
First, the murderer needed to get to the weapons. Easy. They took the key out of my pocket. Then we all followed Colonel Mustard's suggestion that we split up and search the house.
That's right. It was Colonel Mustard's suggestion.
So, while we were split up, one of us came back to the study and found the envelope from Mr. Body. It contained photographs and letters, the evidence of Mr. Body's network of informants.
Where's the envelope now?
Gone. Destroyed. Perhaps in the fire, the only possible place. Aha! Then, having found out the whole story, the murderer returned to the study and picked up the wrench.
Then we found the secret passage from the conservatory to the lounge where we found the motorist dead.
That's right, but we couldn't get in. So, Yvette ran to the cupboard, which was now unlocked, took out the gun, and shot the door open. Bang, bang! Then, the doorbell rang.
Oh, whoever it is, they've got to go away or they'll be killed!
black.
Armageddon is almost upon us.
I got news for you, buddy. It's already here.
Go away.
But your souls are in danger.
Our lives are in danger, you beatnik!
The cop arrived next, we locked into the library, and then we forgot that the cupboard with the weapons was already unlocked. So, when we split up again, the murderer switched off the lights.
Oh my God!
Sorry, I didn't mean to frighten you all.
I hate it when he does that.
Then there were 3 more murders.
So what you did it?
Truth will come decide. Murder cannot be hid long. None of us killed Mr. Body, or the cook.
So who did?
The only person who wasn't with us. Yvette.
Yvette?
She was in the billiard room listening to our conversation. She heard the gunshot. She thought I was dead. So while we examined the bullet hole, Yvette crept into the study, picked up the dagger, ran down the hall, and stabbed the cook. We didn't hear the cook scream because Miss Peacock was screaming about the poison brandy. Then Yvette returned to the billiard room. She screamed, and we all ran to her.
But when did she kill Mr. Body?
When I said, when we were in the kitchen investigating the cook, Yvette stayed in the study and hid to ensure that Mr. Body was dead. Mr. Body jumped up and ran down the hall. So Yvette tracked him down and hit him with the candlestick and dragged him into the toilet. To create confusion.
It worked.
But why did she do it?
Was it because she was under orders from the person who later killed her? Who? Was it one of her clients? Or a jealous wife? Or an adulterous doctor? No. She was playing bedsheet bingo with the boss. It was her employer, Miss Scarlett.
That's a lie!
Is it? You used her the way you always used her. You were the one who killed the motorist when we split up to search the house.
How could I have known about the secret passage?
Easy. Yvette told you. So, when we split up again, you ran to the study, turned off the lights, grabbed the lead pipe and the rope, ran to the billiard room, strangled Yvette, then ran to the library, killed the cop with the lead pipe. Coming out of the library, you heard the doorbell ring. It was a singing telegram girl. You picked up the gun where Yvette dropped it, ran to the front door, opened it, recognized the singing telegram girl from her photograph, and shot her.
You've no proof.
The gun is missing. Gentlemen, turn out your pockets, ladies, empty your purses. Whoever has the gun is the murderer.
Flashlight.
Oh my God!
Brilliantly worked out, Wadsworth. I congratulate you.
It's elementary, my dear Scarlett.
Shut up.
Now, there's one thing I don't understand. Why did you do it? Half of Clayton knows what kind of business you run. You were in no real danger. The whole town would have been implicated if you were exposed.
I don't think they know my real business. My business is secrets. Yvette found them out for me. Like the secrets of Senator Peacock's election committee, Colonel Mustard's new weapon, Professor Plum's Department of Health contacts, and the work of your husband, the climate change scientist.
So it is political. You're a democratic socialist?
No, Mr. Green. Democratic socialism was just a red herring. I, like all members of the oldest profession, am a capitalist. Slander can be an expensive indulgence, and I'm gonna sell my secrets, your secrets, to the highest bidder.
But what if we don't cooperate?
Oh, you will, or I'll expose you.
We could expose you. 6 murders?
I hardly think it would enhance your reputation at your insurance company, Professor Plum, if it is revealed that you have been implicated not only in adultery with one of your clients, but in her death and the deaths of 5 other people.
You don't know the type of people we have at those insurance corporations. I might go up in their estimations.
Well, it's no good blackmailing me, little missy, for I have no more money.
Me neither, you know.
I really use it and such.
I know, sweetie pie, but you can pay me in government information. All of you. Except you, Wadsworth. You as a mere butler have no access to government secrets. So I'm afraid your time has come to an end.
Not so fast, Scarlett. I do have a secret or two.
Oh yeah? Such as?
The game is up, Scarlett. There are no more bullets left in that gun.
You don't think I'm gonna fall for that old trick?
It's not a trick. There was 1 shot at Mr. Body in the study, 2 when Yvette tripped in the hall, 2 at the lounge door, and 1 for the singing telegram girl.
That's not 6.
1 + 2 + 2 + 1.
Nuh-uh. There was only 1 shot when Yvette tripped. That's 1 + 2 + 1 + 1.
Even if you are right, which you're not, it would be 1 + 1 + 2 + 1, not 1 + 2 + 1 + 1.
Okay, fine. 1 + 2 + 1. Shut up! The point is, there's 1 bullet left in this gun, and guess who's gonna get it?
I'm just a guest.
Where's the chief?
I did tell you, my dear, the Department of Justice is an expert on Armageddon.
Amen.
Oh, Wadsworth, don't hate me for trying to shoot you.
Frankly, Scarlett, I don't give a damn. And I'm not trying to say there are no more bullets left in this gun, see? 1 plus 2 plus...
Plus 1 plus 2.
I'd like to declare who done
Are
it.
you making a suggestion or an accusation?
What's the difference?
Well, actually, if he's making a suggestion, we go around and see who has those cards. If he's making an accusation, the chief is going to look at who done an envelope, whoever it is, and if he's right, we win.
I'd like to make an accusation. I accuse Miss Scarlet in the lounge with a wrench.
And who else is with Mr. Wadsworth here and thinks that Mrs. Scarlet is the murderer? I need that envelope right there. Thank you. And it is incorrect! Scarlet is
All right, everyone, reset the machine. Just back to right after I turn on the lights, yes?
Wait, don't we just lose?
I could use a redo. Let's go.
Then in the dark, the murderer ran to the study, picked up the lead pipe and the rope, ran to the billiard room, strangled Yvette, ran to the library, killed the cop with the lead pipe. Coming out of the library, they heard the doorbell ring. It was the singing telegram girl. They picked up the gun where Yvette dropped it, ran to the front door, opened it, recognized the singing telegram girl from her photograph, shot her, and ran back to Professor Plum.
Plum!
Isn't that right, Miss Peacock?
Peacock!
Peacock!
So,
You killed them all. You were the one who was missing when Mr. Body and the cook were murdered. And the cook used to be your cook. Don't you remember your fatal mistake? Sitting here at dinner, Miss Peacock told us she was eating one of her favorite recipes. And monkey brains, though popular in Cantonese cuisine, is not often to be found in Clayton, Missouri.
Is that what we ate?
I knew it smelled funny.
why would I have known?
In case Mr. Body had told them about you.
Wait, so it has nothing to do with the comically large clue board?
No, it was just a red herring. Miss Peacock did it all.
There's no proof.
The gun is missing. Gentlemen, turn out your pockets. Ladies, empty your purses. Whoever has the gun is
Still
the
just a
murderer.
flashlight.
Ah! Oh!
What do you propose to do about it?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing at all. There are 4 kinds of murder. Felonious, excusable, justifiable, and praiseworthy. Seems to me you did the world a great service by ridding it of an appalling blackmailer and his disgusting informants.
But what about the police? They'll be here any minute. What happens then?
Why should the police come? Nobody's called them.
What do you mean?
So I suggest we stack the bodies backstage quietly, lock it, leave one at a time, and pretend that none of this ever happened.
Wait, won't someone find the bodies when they're doing the SR round?
I'm directing the SR. I'm sure we can make a cover-up.
I'll be first if you don't mind.
Be my guest.
Be
Yes.
Someone carry it! Go! Stop! Turn around, get me a sheet stick.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm okay.
Well, I think we all owe you a vote of thanks. For she's a jolly good fellow. For she's a jolly good fellow. For she's a jolly good fellow. Which jolly engines are.
I told you I didn't do it! Ah!
What if the authorities find out what happened?
Oh, the Department of Justice will take care of that.
You mean
Oh, my phone call from earlier? I work for them, of course. How else would I know everything about you all?
there's still just one thing I don't understand.
One thing?
Who is Peacock taking bribes from?
A foreign power. Her husband, the senator, has influence over voting machines. Is there going to be a cover-up? Wouldn't that be in the public interest? What could possibly be gained by exposure?
Oh, I don't know. Justice.
Did somebody say justice?
I accuse Miss Peacock in the kitchen with the knife.
And who else is with Mr. Mustard here and thinks that Mrs. Peacock is the murderer?
It's gotta be. There's no other else. I mean, it just makes
Thank
logical
you.
sense.
She can't do anything with herself.
And it is false!
I quit!
All right, everyone, once more, repeating. Didn't mean to frighten you all.
Think for that.
Then there were 3 more murders. Let's look at each murder one by one. One may smile and be a villain. At least it may be so in classic mystery game. Professor Plum, you knew that Mr. Body was still alive. Even a psychiatrist can tell the difference between a live patient and a dead one. You pretended he was dead so you could kill him later unobserved.
Where there's there's human nature, there's drama.
That's right, he was the missing person in the kitchen after we found the cook dead.
But he was with us in the study when we heard Yvette screaming. If that's when the cook was killed, how did he do it?
I didn't.
You don't expect us to believe that, do you?
I expect you to believe it. You killed the cook. In fact, she used to be your cook. Don't you remember your fatal mistake? Sitting here at dinner, Miss Peacock told us she was eating one of her favorite recipes. And monkey brains, though popular in Cantonese cuisine, is not often to be found in Clayton, Missouri.
Well, that's fine.
Colonel Mustard, when we saw the motorist at the front door, you recognized him, so you took the key out of my pocket, and you suggested we split up. You separated from Miss Scarlet, and came back to the study, picked up the wrench, ran to the lounge, and killed the motorist with a blow on the head like that.
This is incredible!
Not so incredible as what happened next. While I was searching the dining room with you, yes, you, Mrs. White, you separated from me and grabbed the rope. Then you ran to the billiard room and strangled Yvette. You were jealous that your husband was stopping Yvette. That's why you killed him too.
Yes. Yes, it's true. I killed Yvette. I hated her so much. It flames on the sides of my face, breathing, breathless. Here.
While we were in the other room, Miss Scarlet seized the opportunity and, under cover of darkness, ran to the study and grabbed the lead pipe. She then ran to the lounge and hit the cop whom she'd been driving on the head with the lead pipe. True or false?
True! Who are you, Nancy Drew?
So it must have been Mr. Green who shot the singing telegram room.
I didn't do it! Well, there's no one else left, but I didn't do it! When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, no matter how improbable, must be the truth.
What?
Shall I? Oh, whoever's got the gun shot the girl.
I shot her.
It was you! I was going to expose you!
I know, so I chose to expose myself.
That's indecent!
Phrasing.
You all thought Mr. Body was dead. But why? None of you had met him until tonight.
You're Mr. Body.
Wait a minute. So, who did I kill?
My butler.
Shit!
I'm grateful to you all for disposing of my network of spies and informants. Saved me a lot of trouble. Now there's no evidence against me.
So, this has nothing to do with the giant clue board that's behind us.
No, Clue is just a red herring. I abhor the dull routine of existence. I crave for mental exaltation. That is why I have chosen my own particular profession, or rather created it, for I am the only one in the world.
But the police will be here any minute. You'll never get away with this, any of you!
Why should the police come? Nobody's called them.
You mean?
So why shouldn't we get away with it? We'll stack the bodies backstage quietly and leave one at a time, pretending that none of this ever happened.
And you'll just go on blackmailing us all?
Of course. Why not?
I'll tell you why not.
No, not yet, not yet. Alright, I get it. You don't have to be mean about it. Good shot, Green. Very good.
Are you a cop?
No, I'm a plant. I work for the Department of Justice. That phone call was for me. I told you I didn't do it.
All right.
They all did it! But if you would like to know who killed Mr. Body, I accuse Mr. Green with the revolver in the hall.
I'll need to borrow that for a second. And who thinks that was Mr. Green? It really is!
You are dead! Take him away, Chief. I'm gonna go home and sleep with my husband.